Welcome to 21st Sports. Week 2 is underway, and we are talking the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cleveland Browns and their Week 2 matchup played September 18, 2016. And this is somewhat of a sibling rivalry. Of course, it is a division rivalry, but the Ravens used to be the Browns. That's right, they were the Browns before they moved to Baltimore. Of course, some of you, I'm sure, are familiar with that. Of course, Ozzie Newsome is the greatest tight end that Cleveland's ever seen, and he's running the Ravens and has been for quite some time. But you know, it's always going to be a fierce battle, although Baltimore, the Ravens, they've definitely dominated the Browns since the Browns' reincarnation. But in this game, at least in the first quarter, it was all Cleveland. Josh McCown, 2 touchdowns in the first, both to Corey Coleman. First a 31-yard touchdown, and then an 11-yard touchdown. But in between those, Isaiah Crowell had an 85-yard touchdown run. So it was 3 scores right off the rip, but on the extra point on the second touchdown pass, that was blocked and run back for 2 points by the Ravens. So after one, it was 20-2. But then the Ravens came back, as they do not quit. And I'll tell you, Joe Flacco, sometimes he might seem to disappear in games, but that guy is clutch, and he can make some big plays, and he can make the plays when he has to, and he can put his team in the position to win. As Flacco is a fighter, he does not quit. Like I said, when the pressure's up, when the game's on the line, that's when it seems that Joe Flacco plays his best ball. But he brought him to a big comeback. It all started in the second with just over a minute left before halftime. Flacco hit Mike Wallace for a 7-yard touchdown to put the first offensive points on the board for the Ravens. They just had that 2 points off the block extra point. But then they got the ball back again, and Tucker hit a 52-yard field goal as time expired in the first half. So it was 20-12 going into the intermission. Then in the third, the only score on the board was a 17-yard touchdown from Flacco to Mike Wallace as they connected for the second time for a touchdown in this game. That made it a 1-point game. And in the fourth, Justin Tucker with a pair of field goals, first a 49-yarder, then a 41-yarder to make it 25-20. And the Browns had a chance at the end of the game to take this one, but they needed a touchdown and they fell short as they were not able to score, and they hadn't scored since the first quarter as that Ravens defense shut them out through the second, third, and fourth quarters of this game respectively as the Ravens mount the comeback. And that's the thing, if you find yourself in a position where you just gave up a 18-point lead and now you need a touchdown to win, chances are you're not going to do it, or else you wouldn't have let the other team claw back in it. But that's what the Browns did. They let this one slip out of their hands after jumping out to that early lead. And Flacco, 25 for 45, 302 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions on the game. Pitta, the tight end for the Titans, 9 receptions, 102 yards. Of course, Mike Wallace, 4 catches, 41 yards. 2 of those catches were for touchdowns. So half of Mike Wallace's catches found their way in the end zone. And Smith with 3 catches for 64 yards. Not a lot of rushing on the Ravens side, as West was their leading rusher with 11 carries for 42 yards, 14 carries for 37 yards. But over on the Browns side, Crowell, he had that 85-yard touchdown. He also altogether had 18 carries for 133 yards and a touchdown. And McCown through the air, 20 for 33, 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Coleman had 2 touchdowns. He was on the receiving end of both those touchdowns from McCown. He had 5 catches for 104 yards. And we look at the defense, the 2 picks by Hayden, all for naught. And of course, he had the picks on the other side as well, as Weddle and Mosley both came down with picks for the Ravens against McCown. And then Jernigan had a sack, as well as Pierce and Urban with sacks for the Ravens. Ravens 22 first down, 17 for the Browns. And on third down, the Ravens 62%, 10 of 16 on third down. And on third down for the Browns, 8 of 15, 53%. They also were 1 for 1 on fourth downs, as both teams are struggling to shut it down on third down defensively as the offense was moving the chains. not what you would necessarily expect out of a Ravens game, but that's how it went down. And so you keep going through the numbers. If you really want me to go over the numbers, just let me know in the comments section below. As you can always just go look up those numbers as well. But we look at the red zone, though. The Ravens 2 for 2, 100%, and just 1 for 2 for the Browns. But just the Ravens, they always find a way to win, and the Browns always find a way to lose. But let me know what you think in the comments section below, which plays and players stuck out to you. And I am definitely interested to read those comments, so don't be afraid to leave one. Thank you very much for listening. It's greatly appreciated. I hope you're having a good day and having a great weekend and enjoying all the sports.